Hello everyone, and welcome back to Streaming Tutorials. Today we're going to be going over episode 3. We're going on episode 3. We're going over how to start getting your stream layout set up inside of OBS. Now you're probably wondering, oh my god, it's a black screen, everything's broken. No, nothing is broken. You are currently looking at what your streamers would see as I am going to be creating the overlay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be inside of OBS. We're going to be under scenes. We're going to go ahead and create a new scene. So hit that little hit the little plus button, add your scene, name it whatever you want. Next thing we're going to go is we're going to go to our sources, and then we're going to add a new source. So click on the plus button. We're going to go to image, and then we're going to create a new image, and we can just name this whatever we want. I'm going to name mine overlay Breath of the Wild, so BOTW. Yep. It's gonna ask me for an image file, so I'm gonna browse to my desktop because that's where I saved the overlay image. I'm gonna click OK, and ta-da! There's our overlay. Now, we got our overlay finished. This part is gonna be a little more, how do I say this, technical and complicated. So, I am going to add a scene so you can actually watch what I'm doing on my PC. Because I'm going to a live environment, I'm going into my actual stream stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that everything is okay to record a video on. So give me one moment while I get that set up. This is unfortunately still kind of not edited, so this is very raw, and I'm trying to keep going and keep up talking to keep you guys from getting bored. So this is basically like live streaming to a YouTube video, but not really. So we're going to go ahead and go to streamlabs.com. Streamlabs is the service I prefer to use, and a lot of people use. We're going to go into the upper right hand corner, and we're going to log in. It's going to ask you for your Twitch account. So I'm going to go ahead and log into mine. All right, now I have two-factor authentication enabled, so I'm gonna have to type in my password that I received from Twitch on my phone. Moment. Still logging in, still logging in, still logging in. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and move this and expand this out. Actually. Alrighty. Fine. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I'm good here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my sources. This is not something you want to do. This is just for me. Hold Control while selecting the corner to resize this. Alrighty. So now we're on streamlabs.com. So once you get onto streamlabs.com, I will leave a link in the description. You're going to go and connect your Twitch account, and this will handle all of the alerts and all of the things that you want to show on your stream. So there's a couple of things we want to do. I know that we wanted to have a chat box. So where you want to go is you want to go to your chat box. You're right here. And this widget, I'm not going to do it on screen because you'll actually be able to see it. But you're going to want to go ahead and change what you want your thing to be. So for me personally, make sure you have Franker Facey and Better TV emotes. And then you can change the background, and you can change the text color and font size. And make sure to click on Always Show Messages. And then you can choose to hide anything starting with an exclamation point, or you can hide the bot commands, whatever you want. And then you're going to click to show widget URL. When you click on that, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a URL to put into OBS. Now, what I'm going to do, I wonder what that is. Oh yeah, that's our overlay for Breath of the Wild. Ha. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a new browser element. Okay, We're gonna go to the little plus sign in your sources. We're gonna click on browser source. Now keep in mind I'm using OBS Studio, and your browser source is a little option that you can tick on or off while installing it. Installing OBS. I want to make sure that was on. And I'm going to add an existing source because I already have it. You won't be able to see it just yet. So give me one moment. I am now going to... Oh, actually, chat, this one doesn't even have a URL on it. That was weird. That. There it is. Okay, so here's our chat. Now, we actually want to change up... I'm going to change this up. So I'm going to remove this browser source. This is not the one I want to be messing around with because that is a live one. I'm going to create a new browser source called chat tutorial. Chat tut. Okay. So by default, this will pop up, which is fine. Don't worry about it. And in our properties box right here, we're going to want to go ahead and change our URL to the widget URL received. And we're going to keep width and height the same for now. And click on OK. Alrighty. So now nothing has popped up. That's fine. You actually can't see the box right now because the way OBS handles it, but I have my box. On your screen, you should see a red outline. So what we're going to want to do is we are not going to change, and I will actually show you why. Do like 200. I'm actually going to show you why. We don't want to mess around changing the height and width inside of OBS with the red line box. So I just need to send something into chat real quick. And we're going to type in test and send that through. Righty. Because if you decide to try to resize it like this, you'll notice that the text actually starts getting really like fuzzy. And that's because the way OBS is handling this is it's actually trying to increase it in size of a smaller resolution. So you notice how that's like super fuzzy right now. And also if we try changing it width-wise, it starts doing that. So that's not good. So in order to put this inside of here, it doesn't actually fit. It's a little bit too small. So what we're going to do is we're going to put those red lines inside of the box. Can't see them, but they should be on your screen. We're going to go back to our chat tutorial source. We're going to right click on it. We're going to go to properties, and that'll bring up our options to change its height and width. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start increasing its width. I'm going to say it looks like, I don't know, like 220-ish. We're going to bump up the height to like 800. And then from here, it's just basically trial and error. So it looks like 220-ish. About right. I'm actually gonna drop it down to like 218. A little bit too tall now, so I'm gonna make the height 750. Alrighty. So if you're having issues placing the actual file itself, or if you have issues placing the chat element, because it keeps snapping to things you don't want to snap to, go ahead and go to your general settings, and then disable source alignment snapping, and then I'll make it so you can more finitely position the chat. Also, you can move the chat around with arrow keys once you've moved it around a little bit. So I'm now moving it up with up arrow, and the left arrow. I go to my properties, gonna bump up the height a little bit more. 780. I need to be a little bit too tall. So this is just trial and error for a little bit. Height to like 770. Almost there. Properties, so we'll do like 765. Alright, that looks about right. It might be ever so slightly too small, but that's okay. It's only 1 or 2 pixels off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send some stuff through in chat so you can actually see it. So I have custom emotes thanks to FrankerFaceZ. I'm just going to start sending some of those custom emotes through. Actually, I can spell the custom emote, right? Arcgasm. Orgasm space. Control copy. There they are. Alrighty. So now that we have that properly aligned and we have it white, so chat can actually show up. So that is our chat. And our chat is now successfully added into Stream. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and go to our event list. So my event list is pretty custom. Your event list is going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to do... what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all this and make sure it's good. So we're going to select, like, I don't know. I like Slick. Pretty good. Yeah, so we're going to select Slick. Slick. We can change our fonts and change the colors and all that sort of stuff. But I'm just gonna keep this. Also, I'm gonna keep on event history. All right, so I'm gonna save the settings now. Change it up. I'm gonna click on this to show URL, and we're gonna do the same thing that we did last time. So we're gonna do the addition or the plus button. I'm gonna add new the browser source again, and we're gonna call this one. I'm pretty sure it's just event. Okay. So this is my horizontal properties one. I'm actually just doing this to get the URL out of it. We're gonna remove that. Okay, we're gonna new event and browser source. So I'm gonna tell this one event tut or event tutorial. There's our default screen again. I'm gonna set it to, I'll change the height to 200, change the width to like 400. Okay. Okay, so that's a little bit too tall and a little bit too wide. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reduce the text size from 50 to like 35. Settings. Alrighty, so now it changed on my end too. That's not bad, not bad. Okay, we're actually going to go to properties here. We're going to change the height 200 to, let's say, 175. Change the width to a little bit bigger, so we'll change it to 500. Alright, we're getting there. Change the height to, let's do 150. Change the width to, let's say, 650. Almost. A little bit too wide. Change the width to 640, and we'll change height to 145. There we go. So that's looking pretty good. Now, you'll notice that if we click off of it, you can actually see that that D is clipping into the green. So we can't put the event tutorial underneath the overlay because of the picture. What we actually need to do is we have to start modifying it again. So we're gonna start doing pixel by pixel. So I'm gonna remove like 2 pixels from height. Off it, wait for it to come back. There we go. Still seems to be going over. I'm gonna change it again. We're gonna set it to, I'll take off 3 this time. We'll set it to 140. Alright, that looks pretty good. So there's our little event list. We can also flip it. So we can flip it to appear from the other side because of the way that the Breath of the Wild icon is. So we can put it this way, so it's a little easier to see. That's that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a donation ticker. There's a donation ticker. You can change the format. You can change, how many donations you want to see. You can set the text scroll speed, and I'll set that to, like, 3. Background color is black. Save those settings. So next thing we do is we're going to click on Show Widget URL, grab the widget URL, add it into OBS again with a browser source. Add a donation ticker here. So this is way up at the top. I'm just going to grab this for that, and we're going to remove it again. Okay, so I'm going to add another one called Donation Tut. Donation Tut. Yep. Change that to that. We're gonna keep the width at 800. We're gonna change the height to 50. There we go. So obviously this is a lot of room for I'll change the height to 100. This is a lot of room for just a donation ticker. But that's mainly because my font size is pretty small. That in the center. Go. Properties, we're going to change the width to like 1200. Actually, text should be 1280 because this is yeah, but it's exactly 1280. Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of coming off on the green, so we're going to change that to, I don't know, 1278. Oh no, 1280 minus 5 because the border width. So 1280 minus 5 would be 1275. 1275. There we go. Perfect. And we have a little donation ticker going. I'll set the scroll speed to like a max. Maybe not max. That's like 6. Save it. And when you save it, just go to your properties and then click OK again, and that'll reload the element. There we go. There's our donation ticker. So now we have our donation ticker and our little event list and our chat. And that's pretty much it for getting that into OBS and getting your overlay all set up. There's a couple of different things you can do and different tricks and stuff like that, making sure, and this is very important. Oh, I should probably go over this. Here's our event box. Now, our alert box happens when stuff happens. So I have my alert box as a very wide banner with the text on top of it. Now, layering in OBS is just as important as layering in Photoshop. I'm going to add the alert box to my the little stream here, and I'm going to click on Test Follow Alert. Now you'll see that the test follower has popped up. It'll appear in your event list, but it will go away because it's only a test. So now that you saw that, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put that alert underneath the display capture. So I'm going to test the follow again, and it actually will not pop up because it's underneath the source. So you got to be really careful when doing your layering as well, because as you add things in or take things out or move things around, you need to make sure that your alert, even though you can't see it, is still going to come up on top. So that's it for episode number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tutorial I have going on here. I hope it helped you guys out. I don't know if there's going to be another one after this, because after this point, it's mainly up to you to do your own overlays and do your own stuff and find your own bots for your Twitch channel and all sorts of stuff like that. But I hope I got you going in the right direction and got you stabilized and had things, explained to you. I am terrible at videos. I am so sorry if you watched all of these. So if you see any videos in the future, it's probably me going, oh shit, I should probably talk about that. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video series. I hope your streams go well, and take care, guys.